This is Caleb, and this is our first time seeing each other since 2019. And as you can probably see, he is quite the character. For my spring break, I invited him to accompany me snowboarding to Loon Mountain, New Hampshire. He's in the market for some proper gear, but Caleb wasn't really vibing with the costumes. A few weeks later, we arrived at what would be our lodging for the next few days. It was considerably spacious, enough where the three of us basically had a floor to ourselves. I pretty much had the top 2 floors to myself, Caleb the floor right by the entrance, and my mom got what was like the basement of her place. First thing on our agenda was to pick up Caleb's gear. Caleb would be renting for this trip, so he'd ordered ahead of time a rental snowboard, along with some boots and helmet. He'd mentioned that in previous rides, his boots would cause his legs to cramp up really quickly, so he wanted to get that across in case they could fit him with something that wouldn't hinder his riding as much. Walmart was next on our itinerary. Caleb still needed to find a nice waterproof coat for our upcoming rides, and I needed to find a charger for my other GoPro. Additionally, provisions were also a must-have to feed ourselves for the next few days, and for the most part, that is what we walked away with from the store. I couldn't find the cord that I needed to charge my GoPro, and we didn't find any coats that seemed to be up for the task ahead of us. I also realized that I needed to come back with some swim trunks, since the place we're staying at has an ample number of pools apparently, and I forgot to bring my trunks for the trip. Nothing gets a getaway trip where you just get to chill, have some fun, and spend some time with a friend you haven't even seen in ages. Especially during the times that we're living in right now. It's honestly a luxury worth indulging in. And I am going to enjoy every second of it. First official day here was a lot like the day prior, in the sense that we didn't snowboard. This was meant to be the day we went snowboarding, but due to poor weather, we had to take a rain check. We pretty much started the day with some hardcore Smash, and if any of you played me or Caleb in Smash before, then it shouldn't be a surprise as to who comes out on top. In any case, the poor weather was sort of a blessing as we still needed to find Caleb a coat and me a cord, so we ventured to a different Walmart. I was able to find the cord I needed, ensuring that we'd be able to have some dual GoPro action for our upcoming riding.
You said this material would be good?
This Walmart seemed to have more appropriate clothing options than the one from yesterday, which is perfect.
Oh. XL. Perfect. That too could be good. Yeah, all these are on clearance, dude. That's lit. Alright, so we can get some cheap.
And much like the day before, we submerged with some pool action. You know, despite the shockingly early closing time of 7 p.m., the pool area is pretty stellar. 3 hot tubs, 2 separate pools, and there's even an outdoor hot tub we found out about a couple days later. Can you believe that? much like the pool area, we only had till 7 p.m. So we used our remaining time playing.
Every time, it's always the white ball.
It was finally time for us to get out onto the mountain. Caleb's a modest rider. He hasn't rode in a few years, so he wanted to start out as easy as can be, which is understandable, right? But it really didn't take him long at all to get his rhythm. It's always such a delight to experience a sensation like this. Just to glide across the snow as smooth as butter, moving through the winds at top speed. It's unmatched. It's exhilarating. It's freedom. No one that snowboards never snowboards without getting incredibly famished after a few good rides on the mountain. And thankfully, a ski resort always provides you with a ski lodge, so there will always be some scrumptious grub to find. For me, clam chowder served in a bread bowl never fails. When I'm out on the mountain, it's like the go-to option. Caleb will know that shortly too. I'd say our first day out in Loon was a good one. We were able to ride under some fresh snow as it was falling. Most of the trails were open, and we got a decent feel for the mountain. Now, what comes next is footage from a couple years ago that I never really found a way to properly upload. So I'm kind of shoehorning it into this video here. So I guess it's kind of like an extra. So please, enjoy this little trip all the way to...
Only you can rescue me. Only you can rescue me. Feel the whole rise within you.
Snowboarding to me has always been about liberation. To move freely, go fast, to embark on an adventure. Snowboarding can take you places you'd never imagined. Places that are far, places that are high. It's always a thrill ride. Always. And I truly believe from the bottom of my heart that the biggest thrill is that it never, ever gets old.